What's up, gamers? It's your boy Chris here, coming at you the day after the balanced data slate with some thoughts. I'm driving into work today. I had to come in an hour late because I was working late last night, so I got to flex some time. But the balanced data slate dropped, and now it's time for me to nut up or shut up about what I'm going to take to Alamo GT. So I was rambling about it in my last video about what I'm going to bring and all this other stuff, and because I wasn't feeling Angels of Death. They're my strongest team that I have. It's a team I have the most reps. I know the models, I know the ploys, I know the limitations. I played them, extensively on TTS. Over 2 editions, I've basically played this team, like from Intercession Squad to now. I've played this team. I know what they do, right? There's been some minor tweaks and things about changes and things like that, but I understand the team. I understand what I'm doing with the team. My problem with them was that they had the security and seek and destroy archetype, and the only way to really do things was really to either do dominate or plant banner. Dominate got a slight buff when they were allowed to bring both the heavy and the sniper, because the sniper is great at just picking up a wounded operative and holding on to a dominate point, right? And just holding on to them. But even still, it's dicey. It's a dicey proposition, right? Into especially a bunch of melee hordes or something like that, right? And so the other option is banner. Yeah, the problem with plant banner is that the banner can be picked up and just destroyed, right? It's not picked up and you can take it back, right? No, it gets picked up and it is gone, right? Like that, you can't get another banner back. You can't plant a second banner, right? Like they can just whoop and just take it away, right? And so that's a null score, and these scores happened at the end of the round, which if you're an elite player, that means that a lot of times they are going to get more activations on you, right? A lot of the teams that are very, a lot of mid-range teams, a lot of other teams, and even the non-mid-range teams, like teams like Nemesis Claw, Murder Wing, they're gonna wait. They're gonna save their last activation to throw their melt out there and kill you, right? Like that's just what happens, right? They throw their melt and they kill, right? And then if they get initiative again, they do it again, right? Like that's the end. Like that is the way that goes, and it happens, right? You can do some positioning things to do it, but not every map guaranteed that, right? And so, it was just one of those things where you either had to go dominate and hope that you were able to sequence the kills in the right order, or you had to go plant banner and hope that the dice didn't go against you, right? So both of those I didn't like because they were very all or nothing, and it was stressful to take those. So that's why I was looking at like Wolf Scouts or maybe another team or something like that. Now Wolf Scouts got nerfed enough to where I think that while I think they're still very good, they're a perfectly prominent team, I think they'll still be great into the mid-range teams. From what I know, like not from what I know, but from what I'm assuming, at Alamo GT I'm going to see a lot of Raveners, a lot of Rekkas, and then a lot of Sanctifiers, and well, maybe not a lot, but at least one Sanctifier, Rekkas, Raveners, maybe, and so they and Brood Brothers, who have just enough chip damage, poison damage, all these other kinds of damage over time effects, things that will take a 13 wound model down to a one-shot range pretty easily, right? You take D3 damage on a Space Wolf, and now all of a sudden they get that if they take that 3, they are now in danger of getting double cracked. 2 crits on a crack, and then you got to save them, and that's not always a possibility, right? So and with the nerf having to be in the storm and things like that, I think I could do it, but I think again it's not quite where I want it to be. So then we get to Deathwatch. Deathwatch, I was really hoping to get like different tac ops, but the changes to sweep and clear, and dominate for that matter, but changes to sweep and clear make it a lot more interesting to me. It's still a very difficult tac op, but it's not an impossible tac op. It's hard to max score, which is good, that's a good tac op, but it gives you the ability to do things. Because the problem was that, if the opponent wasn't on the point, you couldn't do anything about it. Now, if you had the disruptor around, yeah, there's at least one, you can get one kill off, maybe 2, and then you get, and you're able to hold that point, which you probably can still, because you want to be on the points. You can probably do okay with that. But that's not, but it wasn't guaranteed, and you could get killed off and things like that. And especially then turning point 4, if you didn't get those 4 points, or even if you did, that was probably the max you're going to get, because your opponent would then move on to the point, or be on the point, could tap it, run off, and that was game, right? Like that, you have 4 points. Now that you can sweep an objective that's not your home, you can score on that one, so you can get to that magical 5. So you won't get 9 points on tac op, but that's okay. I don't need 9 points on tac op. I need 5 points, or I need 8 points on tac op, right? And because I'm playing on the objective points, getting 4 points on primary, also pretty good. And then I just got to worry about kill op. And Deathwatch is, they give up a lot of points because they're only 5 models, so every dead Marine is a point that is given up. But but they're very killy, and if I can, sequence the activations right, especially using the disruptor, there's a lot of ways to do some really fun things with them. Am I good enough to do that? That's the question, right? So that's what I need to do. I need to get some practice games. We got a local guy who's been here at the game day events that I've been running. He has Nemesis Claw. He plays it into his friend, and his friend is always playing hordes into him. So he beats him fairly well. And so I'm going to try into the Nemesis Claw with this team. Also there are some Brood Brothers players, some Aquilons players here locally. Try them, see how I can do them. Now, the Aquilons player is fairly new, so I'm probably going to do a lot of coaching for him, right? I'll see if my friend Dave can do some coaching for him too, or do some things to help him out so that he, understands the sequencing of Aquilons a little bit better. As an example, he did not put his Melta Bomber in the sky. He put him on the ground. I'm like, okay. I showed him why that was not the optimal play for that one. So I'll run those here. If I can utterly demolish my locals, which is a horrible thing to say, but it is, the right way to say it, right? Because I have not been going tournament mode. I've been bringing, stealth suits and running suboptimal things. I was running sweep and clear with Deathwatch before they had before the sweep and clear buff. So I was doing a bunch of things that were, suboptimal plays to show them, okay, Deathwatch are beatable if, you can sequence the events, or you counter my scoring ability, right? I was trying to show them, these things look tough, and this is how you beat them, kind of thing. So we'll see if I can do that. Like if I can get like a 19 or 19 to 21 game into these locals, I'm gonna try. Alamo GT has a lot of world-class players. I think they have the largest concentration of golden tickets in Texas right now, the San Antonio players. I think they've got 3 golden ticket winners there in their local meta. So it's going to be rough. And again, I don't need to win. If I win, I have a very difficult thing that's going to happen, because I have to figure out how I'm going to get to Spain, right? So, I need to get a passport again. I need to do a bunch of stuff if I win, right? So, that's a big question if I win. Like Atlanta was a difficult question. Spain, oh my God, Spain. So I'm not trying to win the GT, but if I'll cross that bridge. I'll burn that bridge when I get to it. Getting second or third would be good. So, I'm looking to go 5-1, right? Like that's the goal, 5-1. Now, yeah, we'll see. Let me rephrase that. Not looking to go 5-1. I shouldn't say that, because these are very good players. But my upper limit is, like, if I only take 1 loss, I am going to be super pleased. If I only get 1 win, yeah, okay, whatever. It happens. These are strong players, so I'm pretty sure I can get at least 1 win, but we'll see. And especially if I'm going to do Deathwatch. Now, if I'm bringing Angels of Death, I think I can do a lot with them. They just feel solved, and that's the problem. I've been playing them a lot. On the other hand, I don't think that people are going to bring Angels of Death. I think, like me, they are fatigued with that team. So they might not bring the Angels. And there's something about bringing, there's something about playing Ryu in Street Fighter. Okay, like I'm going to say it. Quarter circle strong punch. Quarter circle strong punch. Right? Like. One of my best things was when I learned how to do quarter circle strong punch, right? Like I was like, oh my God, I understand how to do it. I couldn't do it. My cousin could always do it, and I never could. Now I can quarter circle strong punch. Great. And I learned how to do it, and so now I'm going to do it. So yes, 4-5 chain swords, balanced, run forward, charge fight, okay. It's the fundamentals of the game. It's how you win. If I have to. But taking Deathwatch might be a bigger flex. Might be a bigger skill expression, right? And, that's where it is. Now, Deathwatch have a lot of ways to mess up. They are a more complex team. You have to pick the right operatives into the right group. There is now some Deathwatch operative pick, or rather Angels of Death pick, if you want to bring all 3 gunner operatives. If you want to bring just 2, which 2? How many chain swords do you bring? All that kind of question. There is now a question there, but it's not as interesting, I guess. And so we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. All right, so anyways, I'm about to get to work, so until next time, hasta la pasta.